Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to the third and final segment of NTV Exclusive. We have been talking about Victory Day. I am your host Abul Hasnath. I have my Joy Bangla badge on here, and I have a very short amount of time in this final segment to finish up and talk about the Victory Day. And really the title for today, Victory Day from a British perspective. For those of you that are similar to me, born and bred post 71 in England, born in the 80s like me in England, and not knowing much about Victory Day. We've spoken so much, and I've got barrister Anis Rahman, OBE, here with me, who's a historian, a lawyer, and now we're going to spend this segment talking about him as a freedom fighter. Uncle Anis, I mean, the main thing that I probably wanted to ask you now as a question, because we've discussed the history, we've discussed the statistics, we've discussed in what happened to Bangladesh, but for yourself, I mean, you came over to England in the 60s, similar to a lot of our forefathers. Yeah. You were the first generation. I mean, I should probably do a separate TV show where it's just about you and what you've achieved here, and your involvement in British politics. But if we just stick to Victory Day, you in 1971 was here in England. The emotion and the trauma that you must have been going through, knowing all of this that was going on in Bangladesh. I mean, share with us what happened and then how you actually got involved.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Hasnath, again. I just briefly narrate what happened here. And I'm very, very proud as a British Bangladeshi, the contribution we make. And one thing that I can explain to you is that the whole community, Manchester, Birmingham, Luton, Oldham, Croydon, Coventry, Bradford, Scotland, Portsmouth, Wales, Leicester, wherever there is a Bengali communities were there, we are all united. We came here in support of what is going on in Bangladesh. We had two slogans. We have been going to the 10 Downing Street to everywhere, walking all over the London, Trafalgar Square, Hyde Park Corner, you name it. We are going and lobbying all the embassies, all the ministers, all the prime ministers, etc. Our group was Students' Action Committee group. And our role was different. Women were there. Women's group was very prominent as well. And there was a workers, men, women, every walks of life. They contributed for the Bangladesh. And then we raised millions of pounds, and then we dispersed them because our boys and girls there in Bangladesh needed arms, you see, because to fight against the trained army, professional army. So we had to supply them from there, give them moral courage.
How did you get the money across, considering how stringent and tight the Pakistani army were on the Bangladeshis?
Do you know that it was a life and death question for all of us? When there is a life and death question for entire Bangladeshi community, we do not know what's going on to our parents, to our loved one in Bangladesh. So everybody was concerned. So whatever we had, we contributed. And then we channeled
whichever way you got it through.
We channeled through in our way.
Yeah.
You understand? So as long as it goes to the Bangladeshi communities, over the Bangladeshi fighters, Mukti Juddha, you see? And then from there, I have never seen this community is so proud, so united. Only handful or few people didn't like the Bangladeshi concept, but the rest, 99.999% population here, they all supported Bangladesh.
Would you say, in your opinion, just a quick question I want to squeeze in there, that majority of financial assistance and aid that got to our Bangladeshis suffering the genocide in 1971 came from the UK?
UK. And poor workers, students, whatever we have got, we contributed. Because do you know that it was a life and death for our community, life and death for our father, brothers, sisters back home. So because we didn't have any country. Our house has been robbed. Our house has been occupied, taken over by army. You understand? Professional army. They have got guns. They have got machine guns. Everything, and we don't have nothing. So we have to. We don't have any other choice. You understand? So the whole community. I'm very proud of this community because not only that we help them financially. And that's why Bangladesh government, whichever form, any government comes in, they recognize our contribution at that time. Because what happened, this population here, we have been enriched by the overwhelming majority, the people support here. And then as a result, not only we did on the financial side, we did diplomatic side. Because we went to the UNO. Everybody has got their respective. For example, I was at that time president of the international community, what they call United Nations Student Association. I was lobbying the United Nations.
Wow.
The United Nations was Hunt, was the Secretary General. He was a Burmese. He never supported Bangladesh. And there was a...
So you had a struggle here, because you were trying to get the union here from King's College together to go and lobby with the UN, and then you had the Burmese representative who was actually giving you difficulty.
Yeah, very difficult, because he believed in Pakistan. So he didn't want separation, so you had to convince them. And on the other hand, United States of America are very hostile to us. And not only that, they want to send a 7th fleet in Bay of Bengal.
And
to crush it.
That was evidence, because there was no CNN or American news. It was only ITN from the British news.
But I tell you what happened, because at that time 2 superpowers were there, luckily. There was the United States of America, there was Russia. And Russia, they helped us.
Yes.
So I should be grateful to them, you understand? So we got certain help in veto power, etc., in the United Nations. But we had to say 2 things at that time to everywhere. Recognize Bangladesh, and release Sheikh Mujib, because he was the leader of the... And here, I pay tribute to the 3 million people who sacrificed their life, our martyrs. I salute them. I make dua for their departed soul. And the same way, I salute, I remember with dignity about Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, who sacrificed 17 years of his life, gave us a flag, a territory, and at last a nation we proudly call Bangladesh after thousands years of our history. So these are the people. He is the father and founder of the country. So I remember all those people. And simultaneously, I remember my all brothers and sisters who sacrificed, who fought very hard here. We must not, although we never call ourselves Mukti Juddha, but we call Mukti Juddha in a different way, because diplomatic Juddha we have done, in a philosophical way we have done. Yeah, and I'm very proud of our community. I cannot name everybody now, but I'm very proud of everybody who took part here in every London, Luton, Bedford, Manchester, Oldham, Croydon, Coventry, Bradford, Birmingham, Portsmouth, Wales, Scotland, Leicester, everywhere, wherever they are.
Wow.
And I'm very grateful to them. Both and women also played a vital role here.
You've heard it there from Uncle Anis there, Barrister Anis Rahman. The British Bangladeshi influence played a big role in towards Victory Day, and a big dua goes out and recognition goes out to the 3 million Bangladeshis that sacrificed their lives for Bangladesh to have its independence and to set themselves free from the genocide. We literally have 1.5 minutes here. I really don't have much else to discuss. I think I'm probably going to look at modern day now and Victory Day as it's understood today, because only 2 midnights ago, Uncle Anis, we had in Altabali Park where the Shahid Minar, it should have been a celebration, but unfortunately we sort of got different perspectives. Do you have any comments on what happened there?
Yes, I have got a comment, because you have got only 1 minute. What I will say is that I'm very disappointed that political situation in Bangladesh should normalize. The democratic process should go on, and whoever forms the government, give them a chance. And the hostility between the 2 groups and other groups must end. For God's sake, they should remember why they should stop it, because of the how much sacrifice we did. And after all this, and if you go and still fighting for this group, that group, this is immaterial. People do not understand. It's a time to unite, and I am ready for unification of the all groups, or whatever the political parties. Yes, you must have a difference of opinion, but you should, certain matters, you should be united together. You should not fight as a brother. Here, you are either Awami League or BNP. No, Jamaat-e-Islam. No, you should be one. Either if you believe in Bangladesh, believe in one. If you do not believe, then you say so, that I do not believe the concept of Bangladesh. Yeah, that's a different issue. But I should say, for God's sake, stop, debating between these, fighting between these two groups, three groups. It's not. I want unity in Bangladesh, and I want Bangladesh to flourish. We had a big challenge. We have sacrificed so much thing. We told the rest of the world that we are fighting for this country, and we have to retain this nation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we should be united. And I'm very grateful that you asked me to come.
Uncle Anis, I cannot thank you enough for being here today. You've put on your hat as a lawyer, you've put on your hat as a historian, you put on your hat as a freedom fighter, and may Allah reward for everything that all the struggles that you've gone through, and may I have you, I hope I can bring you back on another day when we can talk about a bit more about your struggles in England. So thank you very much for coming on here. We've run out of time. There was so much more that I could have covered, and there's so many more phone calls that I could have taken. There's so many other guests that wanted to be here with me. I could not get everybody on today. I hope this has given you an insight into Victory Day. For those of you that may have more questions, feel free to send an email below to NTV, or you can Twitter me. I'm on Twitter at Hasnath456. Ask me some questions, because I've learned so much from Uncle Anis here. But I've run out of time. This is all I've got to say. For those of you that just remember, Bangladesh was done on 16th of December 1971 through struggle, through hardship. Let's forget the differences in politics. Let's see what happened in Syria only last week. Yeah. See the difficulty, and let it remind you of what our parents and our family went through. Let's not forget this and be proud of what we are today. May Allah bring happiness to all, and bring those that are going through difficulties back to happiness, and bring them out of this testing time. That's all I've got time for. I'm your host, Abul Hasnath. Inshallah, I will see you soon. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.